Hi guys, Jess here with Key Tarot. I'm going to do a reading for the Twin Flame Collective, do a reading for the Divine Masculine, then we'll find out where the Divine Feminine is, and I'll see if I can get a through storyline, all right? Let us say a quick blessing, and then we'll just get started, all right? Holy Spirit, thank you so much for being with us here today and in every breath that we take. We ask that these messages be received by those who are meant to hear them. Amen. Alrighty, I'm going to start us off for our Divine Masculine Collective. With this, we're going to use the Chicoli deck. All right, find out where their heads have been over the last week. I did record a twin flame reading for last week, but I think it got deleted before it uploaded. That happens. I've got the Two of Wands that comes out here. This Divine Masculine is considering a partnership. They're deciding what that would mean for them. They've met someone, or they have their eye on someone that they feel is the right person for them. Potentially the right person. This Divine Masculine feels like they have a lot to offer to another person. They basically have the whole world in their hands to give away to another person. Feels like they're seeing themselves in another and kind of trying to decide what that could mean for them. I have the World card. This is somebody who's wrapping up the end of a cycle. This person understands that they're about to move on to something. They could be ending one thing knowing that they're about to begin something else. I have the Ten of Cups crossing that. This is someone who may be considering marriage. This is somebody who may be considering what it is that makes them happy. This is someone who is thinking very long and hard about what they want for their future. This is someone who has a lot of love. I'm hearing the words devotion for another person with that Ten of Cups. This is someone who understands that there's someone standing in front of them that could be, I don't know, the end of a search is kind of what it feels like. The Ten of Cups can indicate a family coming together. It can be a blended family coming together. It's this energy of a happy home. It comes out on its side here for this Divine Masculine, and whoever I'm reading for, this masculine energy is someone who's kind of contemplating what that means for them. They understand that they're getting ready to end something so they can begin something else. There's kind of a feeling of isolation about this World card, where we have someone who's just about ready to burst out. This is someone who can't stay where they are any longer. They understand that they've got to get out. They've got to make some changes. I've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse. This may be someone who's choosing to unblock another person. The Eight of Swords nowadays, in the modern day world, can be an indication of someone who's blocked digitally, someone who's not communicating for sure. Whenever we have that in the reverse, this is somebody who wants to change that. They want to come out of hiding. They want to come out of restriction. They want to start communicating better, more efficiently. They want to start communicating with another person. I feel like this person can see this person, but they're not talking to them in some way. I have the Nine of Pentacles on its side. This is a very single energy. Nine of Pentacles is the minor arcana of the Empress for me as a reader. This is someone who stands on their own. They've been single for a while. They've learned a lot by being alone, but they see a partnership coming towards them. And I feel like on one hand, it feels like they're very ready, and this person that is standing before them, or someone that they're watching, it feels like very authentic to them. It feels like someone who would be a good partner to them. It would be someone who would complement them very well. But this Divine Masculine, it feels like they're ready to move on to something new, a new phase in their lives, and so they're not quite certain about what this means for this partnership. I'm going to get another deck and clarify a little bit further. Let me use this Manga Tarot to clarify for the masculines. When I have cards that come out on their side, for me as a reader, that means it's an energy that's changeable, or it means to me that whoever I'm reading for here is kind of in the driver's seat of what happens next, whether we send it into the upright position or whether we send it into the reverse position. Whenever it comes out on its side, there's an energy of change. This is someone who's saying, maybe I don't want to be single anymore. Maybe I'm ready to settle down. Maybe I'm ready for a partnership. I have the Hanged Man that comes out. This person's waiting to find out what it is they're supposed to do. The Hanged Man's the card of Pisces, but it's really an energy of someone who's waiting to be led by a higher power to decide what it is they're supposed to do. The hangman hangs himself from the branches, right? He, she, doesn't matter, hangs themselves from the branches so that all the blood rushes to their head, so that they can get some clarity. This is someone who blocks out the noise of the world so that they can get closer to their higher selves, to their higher power in some way, because they're not entirely sure what it is they want to do next. They're waiting for the right moment. And I have the Fool card, man. So the World is the final card in the major of the major arcana of a deck of traditional tarot, and the Fool card is the number 0, and it is the first card of the major arcana of a deck of traditional tarot. So we have someone who's finishing up a cycle so that they can start something new. This person may be contemplating a move. They may be contemplating complete relocation, like across the country, across the world. This person could be learning new skills, a new trade. This person could be starting a new job, something like that. This person is kind of at a crossroads, or they understand that they're about to start something new for sure. New cycle. I got the Two of Wands out again. I love it when you give me the repeats. You know I do. It means it's a really clear energy. The Two of Wands to me is a very lusty card. It's about seeking partnership. It can be about seeking physical partnership, sexual partnership of some sort. This can be someone who, again, feels like they have a lot to offer to another person, and they're waiting on someone. They're waiting on someone to come in and join them, in a sense. Good job, masculines. Way to show up. Anything else you guys want to say about this? I got the King of Pentacles. This is someone who's done well for themselves. This is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy, but this is the energy of someone who it feels very similar to the Emperor energy or Empress energy. This would be someone who has worked hard to get themselves into the position that they're in. This is someone who's worked hard to establish security in their lives. And yes, they do have a lot to offer to another person. It's really just a question of finding the right person to share their lives with. This person, this masculine, whoever I'm reading for, is very much in a single energy. I don't see a third party situation here at all. I don't see a karmic partner here at all. I see someone who's really questioning where it is they want to be in the next 6 months to a year, 3 years from now, and this person's trying to make the right decisions for themselves and everyone else involved. This person may have seen this feminine and has their feminine and has got their eye on them. It feels like there has been not the best communication in this situation or relationship. We could have people who have been separated or restricted in communication, blocked from one another in some way. And it feels like now this person's ready to turn on the tap of communication. It feels like they're ready to start talking, and it feels like they're ready to start being honest, but they aren't sure of what the future holds. And I have the Five of Swords in the reverse. This is someone, this masculine, whoever I'm reading for, is someone who's still kind of nervous about what other people will say if they join with this feminine, or there's this energy, this Five of Swords, someone who's worried about being defeated in this. They could be worried that they're going to fail with this partnership, or that all of their partnerships always fail. Maybe they're worried other people will say this. Maybe they've had other people say, oh, that's not the right person for you. What are you thinking? Or something like that. This person could be second guessing themselves because of fear. And I've got the High Priestess out. Very good. Very similar energy to this Hanged Man. When we have the High Priestess in reverse, this is someone who doesn't want to make the same mistakes twice. They are afraid. Maybe they've seen red flags in another person and they want to make sure they acknowledge those. Maybe they're feeling like they have those within themselves. The High Priestess is the card of Pisces also, same as the Hanged Man. You may have heavy Pisces in your chart. This masculine may have heavy Pisces in their chart. Or, you know, there could be someone relating with that. If not, though, it's someone who's waiting to make the right move because they don't want to screw this up again. They don't want to mess things up in their lives again. They don't want to mess anything up for another person. It feels very tenuous, but there is this real push to wrap up cycles, to wrap up things, to clean out closets, to get rid of junk and things so that you are free to move on to the next phase of life. That's what it feels like for this masculine. Alrighty, I'm going to use this Marielle Tarot and find out how the feminines have been doing, kind of what's going on in their world. And we got the feminine with the Eight of Swords in the reverse. You guys are the cutest. I love you a ton. So the Eight of Swords in the reverse is, again, the energy of unblocking. This is the energy of someone who says, let's deal with it all. Let's talk about it. Let's get it all out into the open. Let's express ourselves, and let's just get it out there. All right. This Eight of Swords is this feminine's way of saying, you know what? I'm ready to talk to you if you're ready to talk to me. I like it. And I have the Chariot card. This is also a card of forward movement and change. The Chariot is the card of Cancer, but it's really specifically about having get up and go. It's getting unstuck from a sticky situation. It feels like if there's been any stagnancy in this relationship, it's kind of like, now we're pedal to the metal. It feels like we've got the Hermit. We have some heavy spiritual energy here with the Hermit here, the High Priestess and the Hanged Man, where we have a lot of higher power, asking for guidance from a higher power. And this is the energy of the divine stepping in and clearing a pathway for these two individuals to get together, these two individuals to come together in some form of union state. And it feels like, again, all of the restrictions, all of the blocks are being removed with this Eight of Swords in the reverse 2 times. And we have 2 people here who I feel like with this much spiritual involvement, these 2 individuals are really trying their best to do their best, to be their best, to act from a higher place, to make sure they're not making mistakes, to make sure that they come into all of their relationships with the very best of intentions, because they've learned a lot over the last 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 13 years, whatever this cycle has been for this Divine Masculine Feminine collective, where they've been propelled into a tremendous amount of spiritual awakening, spiritual growth, and they understand that they simply can't do things the way that they used to in the past. So now we have someone who is asking for help. This Hermit in energy for this feminine collective could be an energy of isolation. They could be kind of drawing themselves in just so that they can be a little bit quieter, very similar to this Hanged Man energy where I said we have someone who's blocking out the noise of the 3-dimensional world so that they can get more honest with themselves, so they can hear those wise words from their higher selves and from a higher power more clearly. I like it a lot. All right, hold on. I have the Six of Wands for the feminines. Wow. So this feminines, whoever you are, this is an energy of just like a lot of support around you, a lot of people attracted to you right now. There are a lot of people who are admiring you, admiring your work. It feels like you've just been through something where you did a really good job on it and people are impressed by you. People are excited to be around you. There's this real energy of finally feeling at home in your own skin. Good job, feminines. It feels like whatever it is you've been working on is taking off. It feels like you've started some kind of, I don't know, like small grass fire that's turned into a huge pasture fire, like not, but in the best way, like not in a negative way though. If that makes sense. And I've got the Hanged Man out for you guys too. Yes, you know, this is kind of a mirroring reading where we have someone. Now this feminine, I will say, with this Hanged Man that comes out on his side, this feminine would love to make contact with this masculine. However, they're not going to. They're going to wait until this masculine makes the first move in communication, because the feminine does, for whatever reason, they don't feel like it's their job or their place to reach out to this masculine at this time. So, and I think that's fine. I think that's wise. That may be why we have this feminine energy over here in this Hermit energy, because they're taking a time out to decide what's the right choice. And I don't think this feminine is at all worried or concerned about their relationship with this masculine. They would like more communication. They would like to talk more openly with one another, or talk at all, basically, but they're willing to wait. As is this masculine, they're waiting for the right time. They're waiting for divine inspiration, but this feminine's waiting for the masculine to make contact first. And I think that's fine. I think that's wise. And I have the Ten of Swords, which is the Death card. It's the minor arcana of the Death card, I should say. Ten of Swords can be about allowing things to go on a little bit too long. I don't know if this divine feminine is possibly in another relationship, possibly with a karmic partner, or with something that kind of keeps them from moving forward, and it feels like it's kind of in and out, kind of up and down, kind of on again, off again sort of energy. And it feels like this feminine, I don't know if they're want to say wasting time, but spending their time with something or someone who they may know is not really the right person for them, but it's the right person right now, and it's kind of keeping them, I don't want to say it's keeping them stuck, because there is no stuck energy here for this feminine, but we could have another ending coming up for this feminine in another relationship or another area of their life. I'll clarify with another deck in just one second. Let me get one more. I have the Empress card out for the feminines. Very good job. That's the card of Divine Masculine. Way to show up for yourself, guys. Or girls, guys, whatever. It doesn't matter your gender, right? But this Empress energy is the card of Virgo. And this is someone who they're taking charge of a situation. They've taken charge of their lives. They've developed an empire of their own that's growing rapidly, steadily, and rapidly. Very good job. This is someone who is actually, it almost feels like, and I know this sounds crazy, but it feels like they've worked so hard that for just a second, they can sit back and admire everything that they have done. I don't know, feminines, if you're going to have an opportunity to go on a vacation or do something that allows you to step aside and really appreciate how hard you've been working for some time. It feels like you've been very nurturing. People really look up to you. You may be a mentor to others in your field or in your craft, something like that. It really does feel like there's a lot of respect coming towards you from a lot of people. Let me clarify just a little bit further here. Let us use this Tarot of Wonderland to clarify for this feminine. I have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This feminine energy says, you know what, I just don't care anymore. I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to just be honest about how I feel, how I'm feeling about this masculine collective, how I'm feeling about everything in this world. I give up. Like, I don't need to hold on to anything. I don't feel like I need to control anything. And I'm ready for things to just move on and move forward. I don't want to, I don't need to need anything. There's just like a real sense of independence here. It's interesting. The masculines have the minor arcana of the Empress here with the Nine of Pentacles. The feminines have the major arcana over here. It just feels like a time where there's a lot of energy being focused on this feminine collective, and there's just a lot of prosperity coming towards you. I have the Eight of Cups here. Alrighty, so this feminine collective, I don't know who this Eight of Cups pertains to, because it could be whoever they are. Like I said, with this Ten of Swords, whoever, whatever they've been spending their time with or on. They could be choosing to walk away from a situation with this Eight of Cups, Page of Cups in the upright position. It feels like this Eight of Cups is usually about having to let go of someone that you have quite a lot of emotion invested in. And it comes out with this Page of Cups in the upright position, where we have someone who needs to extend an offer of friendship, kindness, love, support, or this is something that's coming towards this feminine. I'm not sure if they're going to have to walk away from one thing in order to accept this new offer, or if that is kind of what it feels like. It feels like leaving one situation behind so that you can start something brand new. And I'm not sure what that means for you, feminine collective, but you may know. I'll clarify a little bit further in a minute with another couple of decks here. Tell me more about this Ten of Swords. I got the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse can be pretty ruthless, and they can be a little brutal. This could be someone who has maybe allowed someone to kind of walk all over them in the past, and it's kind of put them into a space of, it feels almost angry. I don't know if it's anger or just simply not going to put up with it anymore. The Queen of Swords in the reverse, that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, but that's someone who doesn't always say very nice things, for sure. And it can be because they have been abused in the past in some ways, or something. When it goes right on top of this Ten of Swords, we could have you feminines leaving behind that kind of energy, perhaps someone who's maybe verbally abusive, or maybe someone who doesn't have your best interest at heart in some way. We could have you moving on from someone who's like that in order to start something new with this Page of Cups energy. Let me get one more out with this deck, and then I'm going to get kind of a storyline between these two. I have the the Four of Swords in the reverse. This is kind of like a separation that's been kind of a long time coming. So I don't know, for this feminine collective, it does feel like they've been dabbling with potentially a karmic partner or something like that. And maybe they've kind of always known, like I said, that this might not be the right person for them. And now it feels like there may be a forced separation of some sort between these two that allows maybe a union to happen between this divine masculine, divine feminine collective. Now, let me get another deck and see if I can get kind of a storyline, a through line, if you will, here. We're going to use this Artist's Inner Vision Tarot to kind of find out where these two are headed together, if at all. I've got the Fool on the bottom of the deck and the Prince of Cups. Very good. So we got the Fool out there twice. One's for the masculine, one's here. And then this Prince of Cups, which is basically the Knight of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, which is someone who's ready to make an offer. And this is somebody who's ready to start anew. This is somebody who wants to break ground on something. This is somebody who's ready to take the leap. And they're ready to offer love. Now, this Page of Cups over here that's coming towards this feminine, it does feel like it's coming outside of them, like towards them, like someone who has had their eye on them. It could be this masculine energy. Let me just read before I infer anymore. Let's see. I got the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. In the past, between these two individuals, there could have been unrequited love. There could have been, or it could have felt that way for one individual here, or the other, or both. There's this kind of still this fear of, if I reach out to this person, are they going to accept me or not? It's insecurity. And I have the Hermit card out again, second time out for that guy. This Hermit energy is important. These two individuals, both of them at the same time, are going into a state of isolation. And it's probably so that, and I don't know how long this isolation is going to last. Probably not that long, but this is going to be a time of deep thought, deep prayer, something like that. What should I do next? What is the next move in this situation going to be? The card of Virgo, incidentally. I have the Judgment card here. This is where we have the wake-up call, the wake-up moment, the aha moment, the light bulb switch that turns on right here with this Judgment energy. And again, I did say that I feel like there's a lot of divine intervention that's happening right at this precise moment for these two individuals. It feels like pathways are clearing for them to have some communication for the first time. There's definitely the desire for communication for the first time in a long time between these two, and it feels like they're all of a sudden on the same page. We're getting a lot of the same repeat cards out, if you'll notice, especially with that Eight of Swords in the reverse. Some of the first cards out for both the masculine and the feminine, which is really about coming out of restriction. This Judgment card is an energy of reconciliation, but also of being reborn, or I don't know, kind of coming back to life in some kind of way. Hold on, that's too many. I gotta put those back in. A resurrection, perhaps. And I have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. There's still a lot of fear-based energy about reaching out and talking to another person, but there's the understanding that they're never going to get to the bottom of this without communication, and that's what really they both come to during this time of isolation in this Hermit energy. There's this understanding of well, we're never going to get to the bottom of it if we don't talk about it. And there's kind of this understanding that one of you has the lock and one of you has the, are you the key master? Are you the gatekeeper? Do you remember that from Ghostbusters, the first movie, the original? I am the key master. Are you the gatekeeper? Yes, I remember that. That's kind of the energy here. They understand that each one of them has the key to the other. There's a lot of, there are a lot of questions these two want to ask one another. And I have the Three of Cups. This is about reconciliation. This reconciliation may happen when these two individuals are out and about. Could be at a celebration, could be at an event, something like that. Something where we have possibly some drinking going on. Could be at a restaurant, bar, or it could be at a party or a barbecue. I have the Temperance card crossing that. That's the card of Sagittarius. This is an energy of wanting to do things right. This is an energy of someone who, again, wants to find balance in this situation. They understand the only way they're going to get this balance is by communicating. True story. And I have the Ten of Swords out again in the reverse, which can be somebody who's coming back around just when you thought it was gone. There it is in the background, lurking right behind you, ready to sneak up at any moment. It does feel like resurrection energy with this Judgment card and this Ten of Swords out here twice. Again, it's the minor arcana of the Death card. There's this understanding that one thing has to end in order for another thing to begin. I don't know if that's on the masculine and the feminine side. It's definitely on the feminine side over here. This masculine energy does feel fairly single right now, and it feels like they're ready to partner in some way with this Two of Wands that comes out here twice, and with this Nine of Pentacles here. This feminine energy, it does feel like they're still holding on to someone or something, but it doesn't feel like they're entirely emotionally invested in it, and it feels like they have suffered some kind of abuse here in this relationship to the point that they have grown to I don't know, it feels like just have kind of a distaste for it. And so they feel like it would be healthy for them to move on from this situation. Too many, no. There we go. And I have the Star card here, which is the card of Aquarius. Good job. So that's somebody who understands that their divine blessings are right around the corner. This is someone who understands this is a relationship that's meant to be. There's really no way around it. There's no way you can avoid it. These two people can't avoid one another. It feels like they're magnetized towards one another. It feels like just walking into the same room with one another has thrown their lives into a complete state of upheaval, and it's changed a lot of who they are and how they experience life just from simply meeting one another. Their lives have kind of spiraled, spiraled out of control, but spiraled into a state of awakening, ascension, and change that can feel like chaos, right? But then when we get on the other side of it, you say, oh, wow, I can see how this has propelled me into being the person that I need to be. I always say that the Star card is like opening Pandora's box. It releases the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all of those things are part of our lives. They're part of what we've written in the history of ourselves that we are meant to experience. And it's just like anything in life. Sometimes we have to work extra hard to get through things. Sometimes we have major catastrophes or situations that bring out the very best in us. They bring out even at our worst points, they can bring out the best parts in humanity of us, and it propels us into a great state of ascension. So whoever you are, you've been through some things, you've learned a lot, and now you understand that there's a reason why you met this person. There's a reason why these things happen. There's a reason why this has changed you into being the person that you are today. I have the Magician card here. It's the card of Ophiuchus, and this is somebody who says, I'm ready to make it happen. With me and the power behind me, this divine power behind me, I will make this happen. Both of these two individuals are feeling that way. It feels particularly masculinely driven right now, although the feminine's definitely moving in the same direction. I've got the Two of Wands out again. I love you so much. You know it when I love it when you give me the repeats. And the reason I do is because it tells me you're very clear in how you're feeling about this. This masculine once again says, I have a lot to offer. How much longer is it going to take for you to get here? I love it. I have the Page of Wands in reverse. They are terribly afraid of screwing this up. It feels like they've screwed it up before. They don't want to do that again. Neither one of these two individuals wants to mess this up. I don't know. The Page of Wands in the reverse can be a flirtation that doesn't go the way that you hope it goes. It can be the energy of fear of rejection, very similar to that Six of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a lot of insecurity there. There's somebody here who wants to make sure they're not acting impulsively. They want to come into this communication, this new new phase of communication doing it the right way. They want to be honest about how they're feeling, which is honestly full of a lot of physical attraction, sexual attraction, but they don't want to say that. They want to do this right. They want to make sure you understand that they respect you as a person, as a human being, and that they have a lot of loving feelings for you in addition to all those other feelings too. Good job. Oh. This person wants to make sure they aren't misrepresenting themselves. And again, I've got the Fool card out again. How many times has that been out for us tonight? Twice? In any case, it really does indicate somebody who is ready to take the leap. They're ready to start. They're ready to go down this rabbit hole of craziness, or this rabbit hole of new cycle of life. And it's pretty promising. I got to be honest. It really does feel like we have two individuals who are kind of on the same page all of a sudden. And they're definitely ready to start talking again. Both of them have spent a lot of time in prayer about this. They've really thought long and hard about this. Their hearts are starting to open to one another, and they're starting to see each other very clearly. These are two people who are wishing on the same star at night for one another. These are two people who are saying prayers for one another when they go to sleep at night. They could be dreaming about one another as well. There's a lot of telepathic communication that's happened here between these two, where there's this complete understanding all of a sudden as to what this relationship is, what it could be, what it could mean. And there's this opportunity to start talking. It does feel like there is divine intervention that's happening between these two that allows this unblocking, this opening of communication. It does feel like it's really right around the corner. This feminine energy does need to release someone, and it feels like they're ready to do that. And this masculine energy, it feels like they're just ready to go. They're ready to meet this feminine energy head on, and they're ready to start talking. This is great. I like it. Good job, you guys. All right, I will catch up with you soon. Have a great week.